Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to show you all how to make a very quick shrimp and crawfish etouffee. So if you're anything like me, I love Cajun food. This dish right here is very easy. All you have to do is pretty much start out by melting down some butter, and then you're going to add your holy trinity, which is this right here. This right here is just a combination of chopped bell peppers, you have chopped onions, and also green celery. I dash these with a little bit of salt, and then right now I'm just waiting for them to sweat down a little more so that I can add the minced garlic. You don't want to add your minced garlic right away because it will burn, okay? So I'm going to give these another minute or so, and then I'll be right back after I add the minced garlic. Okay, as you can see, I added the minced garlic here. I love the flavor of garlic, so I just added a little extra. One thing about me, unfortunately, I'm not one of those who measure everything. I pretty much eyeball it, just like my mama used to do back in the day. I'm the same way. I don't measure anything, you know, which could be a good or bad thing in some cases, but for me, I don't measure. I eyeball everything. So right now I'm just going to stir in the minced garlic with the holy trinity. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to add some stewed tomatoes. Now, this recipe really calls for crushed tomatoes. Unfortunately, I didn't have any in my pantry. So, hey, tomatoes, tomato, right? Crush those babies up with a knife. There you go. There's your crushed tomatoes. Okay. So these look like they're ready for the next step. Let me get those stewed tomatoes, add those in, and we'll get things going. Okay, there you go. Those pretty red tomatoes. That really brings out the color in this dish. That is so pretty. It reminds me of Christmas pretty much. Okay, so what you're going to do now is just saute these down for about maybe, I would say maybe 5 to 8 minutes or so. You're going to grab your favorite Creole seasoning as well, and you're going to add your seasoning to this mixture. Again, you will season to your taste, okay? I can't tell you how much seasoning to put into your food, just the same as you cannot tell me how much to put in mine. If I put too much, you put a little less. If I don't put enough, you just add a little more. It's all about your taste and how you like to taste your food. This is smelling really good right now. See that? Look at that. Really, really good. This is the base of your shrimp and crawfish etouffee. Now, of course, some people would do either shrimp etouffee or crawfish etouffee. Today, I want to combine the two. Okay. So let this simmer down a little more. And then the next step would be where I add our seasonings. Okay, so everything is sweating down pretty nicely, guys. It looks like a stew right now. I could probably eat this just the way it is. Okay, so now I'm going to add my seasoning. We like the French Quarter Creole. We picked this up when we went to New Orleans. OMG. You haven't had authentic Cajun food unless you've been to New Orleans. Okay? I didn't add that much, just a little bit. After you add your seasonings, you know, you can always go back with the fork, taste it, see if you have enough. One thing about me when I cook, I season, I taste. I season, I taste. Okay? How else you gonna know if you have enough seasoning or not, right? So of course, you know, with some things you can't season and taste while you're cooking. You know, you just have to be mindful. Always put a little less if you're not sure. You can add a little more on top or leave it the way it is. Okay. Okay guys, so right now, pay attention to the consistency of this. Okay. What you need to do now is add a little flour to this so that it can thicken. Okay. You need this to thicken so that you can make your roux. So I'm going to grab the flour right now and start thickening this mixture up. Okay, so I'll put my fire down to a medium-low heat. Okay. I'm going to start stirring this flour into the mixture. You have to babysit this, y'all, because you don't want this to burn. You know, that flour along with the butter and the vegetables will start to burn if you don't keep an eye on it. Okay. I'm going to stir all of this in until it becomes very thick in texture. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Easy peasy. Okay, do you see this right here? Look at the thickness of this roux. This right here is perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some chicken stock. Now you can either use chicken stock, you can use plain water, or you can, like if you have shrimp that have to be peeled, you can take the shells from the shrimp, put it into a little small pot with some water and boil those down, and you have a nice little shrimp stock right there. But today I'm using shrimp that has already been peeled, so I'm just going to use regular chicken stock today. Again, you know, you always keep an eye on this, make sure it don't get too dark, then that means it's burnt. Okay, again, this is perfect, so I'm going to add my chicken stock. Again, I'm pretty much eyeballing everything, no specific measurements. I'm just going to add this on in here a little bit at a time. I'm going to begin to stir this in. Okay, I'm going to stir this in for y'all and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I added more chicken stock. Okay, this should be more similar to like a soup. Okay, I got my whisk here and I'm whisking this on a consistent basis. That's just to ensure that my flour don't start to lump up. Okay, so I'm going to whisk this in. I'm going to keep an eye on the consistency. Now if this begins to get a little bit too thick for you, just add a little more chicken broth or water. Or in any case, those tomatoes that you use, if you still have a little bit of that juice left over, you can add a little bit of that in too. That's just for a little added flavor. Okay? Should be good. So I'm going to continue to whisk this in. Then I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do next. Look at that, y'all. That's what it is right there. This stuff tastes so good. So what I did was I just added a little more chicken stock, okay, so I could get my consistency right. And when you're making this dish, you know, like I say, you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. Okay, make it as thick or thin as you want. I just turned up my fire to medium-high heat so that I could bring this to a slight boil. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add some bay leaves to give this a little bit of extra flavor. Okay, not everyone would add bay leaves to their shrimp and crawfish etouffee, but not everybody is mixing in the kitchen with me either. you're not mixing in the kitchen with me, you're not going to do the same thing that I'll choose to do. Okay? So I'm going to let this simmer down and let all of those flavors marry together. And I'll be back to add the seafood in probably about, let's let this go for about 20 minutes. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, to put a little twist, bam, that celery salt. This stuff is amazing. So I didn't add a lot of that. I just love the flavor of celery salt, so I just added a little bit to this mixture to give it that little pop. You have to try this recipe. This is so freaking delicious. Look at that. Now this is going to thicken up some more as it begins to boil. And then I'm going to add my crawfish and shrimp. It smells so good. I would first like to actually take some time out to thank you all for clicking on my video. I am new to YouTube. My name is Brenda and we are Rita Family Vlogs. Okay, and on our channel we will be bringing you a number of different recipes, daily home life vlogs, traveling vlogs, a little bit of everything. We love to have fun, y'all, and me and my husband Sean, we love to cook, so we're going to be bringing you guys some really good recipes. And we like to keep everything simple as well. Okay, I would just like to thank you. Please bear with me. You know, I'm trying to get used to the camera. This is my first recipe that I'm doing on my own, so cut a sister a break, okay? But thank you so much for your love and support, and we would greatly appreciate it if you click that subscribe button and subscribe to our channel and like this video. Thank you so much, guys. Alright, we're almost there. Almost there. Okay fam, as you can see, the roux is coming to a slight boil right now. So now it's time to add your shrimp and your crawfish. Keep in mind, you want to wait until this roux is completely finished before you add your seafood, because shrimp and crawfish will get really, really chewy if you overcook. Okay, you don't want to overcook. Alright, so you're going to add those at the very last minute, and you'll cook those down for only about 5 minutes or so, and then you're done. So you can use any type of shrimp you like. You know, if you like the jumbo shrimp, you can use that. Today we're using medium already peeled shrimp because I want to make this here recipe as easy and as quick as possible. I didn't feel like peeling any shrimp today. And then I have the tail crawfish meat that I'm going to add to this mixture as well, okay? So I'm going to add the seafood, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Oh my goodness, crawfish overload. This looks so good, y'all. Look at that. Look at all that shrimp. So I just added 2 bags of frozen shrimp, 2 small bags that is, okay? And then I added 2 frozen packages of the crawfish meat. This is your dish. You add however much seafood you like, okay? Sorry about the positioning of the camera. I'm trying to stir and hold the camera at the same time. Like I said, I'm new to this, y'all. Cut me a break, please, okay? Alright, look at this. That's your crawfish etouffee, y'all. Crawfish etouffee. So I'm gonna let this boil down like I said, for about 5 minutes or so, or until your shrimp is completely done. And then you can enjoy this over some white rice, or you can enjoy this over some grits. If you're a grit lover like us, put this bad boy over some grits and you can go to town. Look at that. Alright, y'all, I'll be right back as soon as this is completed. It smells so freaking delicious. OMG. Okay, guys, as you can see, I put a lid on top of my pot while the seafood begins to simmer down, just so that the mixture do not splatter all over the stove and the countertops. Okay, again, you're going to keep an eye on this because you don't want to overcook your seafood. Now is a good time to prepare your white rice if you're having rice with this dish, or your grits. Okay, alright, if you're having grits, I would eliminate the cheese because you have this really good sauce that you'll be adding on top of it. That's if you're a cheese grit eater. Okay, again, you're going to make this your own. Again, now is another good time to taste your mixture. Make sure it's good to your liking. Okay, if you need a little extra seasoning, pepper, or I didn't add any pepper to mine because the Cajun seasoning is already spicy, but if you want to add a little more Creole seasoning, feel free to do that. If you would have possibly, say, added a little too much seasoning, one trick you can use is add a little touch of sugar to your mixture to help take away from that salty flavor. That'll help bring the flavors back together. Okay, just a pinch of sugar. That'll help devour that saltiness. Okay, guys, so I'll be back once this is fully completed. Okay, so that you can see the completed dish. And there you have it, guys, your shrimp and crawfish etouffee. This stuff is so good. You gotta try it. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys try it. Let me know how you like it. See you next time. Bye.